is a presentation of TFNN. The Tom O'Brien Show is produced every business day. Tom takes your phone calls toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-873-7618.
Let's go to Mike in Southern California. Hey, Mike, what's going on?
Hey, Tom. Nice to talk to you again. And I have to start out and first tell you, I love this trading room. This thing is great. This app, it works great. And getting all the information, you're like instantly there. No delay, nothing. That's
I know.
great.
I appreciate your growling problem with us.
Your channel is in my pocket all day long. It's wonderful.
Thank you, man.
Again.
Thank you.
Now, Tom O'Brien.
Welcome, folks. This is Tom O'Brien of TFNN. We go 5 days a week. We go 7 hours a day. We go 24 hours a day in the internet at TFNN.com. Always remember, folks, whatever you think about, you bring about. Whatever you focus on grows. Hope everyone having a great day, safe day. Let's make it a great night, a great week, folks. Always do your best, but don't overdo. This is a great card, man. Always do your best, but don't overdo. When you overdo, you deplete your body and you go against yourself. It'll take longer to accomplish your goal. Market-wise, let's take a look at it out here. We have the Dow Industrials down 329. NASDAQ up 29. S&P's off 1.5. Gold contract down $9.60, trading at $19.12 an ounce. We got silver down 26 cents, $24.10 an ounce. Light sweet crude up 92 cents, $80.78 a barrel. Notes and bonds. The 10-year note trading down 2 ticks at 114.22. The 30-year off 7 at 129.25. We get, let's see, we're yielding 3.531 right now on the 10. And that 10-year note, that is. King dollar. King dollar's up 145 ticks, trading 102.350. Euros at 107. Yen's at 128. And the British pound is at 122 to 1 US dollar. Our phone number is 877-927-6648. Give us a call, folks. Want to know what's going on in your world? In the world of the S&Ps, let's take a look at them. Let's go into futures, because we just did the update with the E-mini, with the SPY, rather. So let's take a look at what these futures look like, because the real kicker here is going to be, can this market get positive at the 4 o'clock mark? The reason I'm saying that is that we know the contraction of volume is a monster out here today, folks, okay? So if it doesn't hold price, that is saying that we're going to go south tomorrow also. So what we have is this. When we take a look at this, so the first, look at this, man. This always gets intriguing. So what time was that? That was it. That was the 10 o'clock. So 10 o'clock this morning, did get the surge higher. That was, what's that? How many? Come on. Is that 80,000 contracts versus 34? Yeah, see, it the lunge up had volume, 80,000 contracts. That's when we got to 40.34. But then what ended up happening, the test, watch this drop off. It's huge, man. You went from 80, and it was only 20 minutes later, you did 38. Then you come south. Yeah, we're going south on the close. So see this bar right here? This bar right here, the last bar that's 10, 20, 60 minutes ago, that bar has volume, man. The bottom of that bar is 4012. Well, actually, hold on, it's not that. Oh, no, 4088. So it's 8 points lower than we are right now. That's in the S&P. We go to the NQs. We take a look at the NQs. We do the same type of exercise inside the NQs. So same setup, too, man. Actually, look at, yeah, same setup. So on the NQs, the first bar, big bar, which was a nice one, 27,000 contracts. Then we tested with 14,000. And then this is the same deal, sticking out, man. This bar here on the NQs of 11,604 is game. That's game for sure. That's, well, nothing's for sure. We know that in the marketplace, so that's a bad word to use. But technically, that's a high volume low. It'll go after that low. And if that's what you have, that's what we get. If we go back to the ETF structures now, what you're going to have a high that had a monster contraction of volume. You know, you can see this, the SPY, we're at 42. You did 63 Friday. Thursday, you did 90. Well, you're going into 117 and 109. You know, so you can see as we get to higher price, it's losing it's losing power. It's not losing altitude, because what we had done Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, we kept going to higher highs, even with the contraction of volume. Today, inside the Qs, now the Qs are going to be interesting because the Qs could very well stay above the 281.21. Now, if I follow, let me figure this out. Okay, so I know how to do this. For a second, let me go this way. I'm going to put this on a intraday chart for a second. Okay, so let me see what we have down here. Okay, now we get volume down at the low, 279, 76, 58. No, we're gonna the Qs and the SPY, they're going to fail on price and volume. But failure on price and volume means that you get over a high, you have a contraction, you close underneath it. In this particular case, if that's what we get, it's actually a larger failure because of the fact that the contraction is so heavy. Now, that would be the bearish side. The bullish side goes like this. Let me put the SPY back up, because the bullish side, might take us going lower, but I want to show you this bullish side because of the volume that we had on Thursday. See that? The further you get, Thursday we had a high out there of 398.48. And that, granted, is only 50 cents above where we are. But I'm pointing it out because the fact is that if it could close above that, or just add it, and that would be under the close of Friday, that would still be bullish. You know, it doesn't look like that's going to happen. That's the bottom line, because it would have to come up an additional 60 cents, and we brought up the S&Ps as well as the NASDAQ composite. That thing looks like it wants to go south. Gold. We go take a look at the gold contract out here. Now, gold went to a higher high, and it has volume. Now, it's really tricky with gold, man, but I've seen this before, that gold can make highs with volume. See, this 244,000 contracts, it's a monster contract. And we also did 200,000 on Thursday and Friday also. Look at this. I mean, Thursday was the big day. Thursday did 265. Friday did 248, and we've done 245. Now, when that happens, bottom line, now we have a high with volume, okay? So I suspect what's going to happen is this, is that somehow this is going to get a pullback going. And the real question is going to be, do I take it from the bottom? If I took this from the bottom and you did a 0.382, that could be it. You're coming into this 1871 or something. And if that's the case, what we will see is that you will see the dollar get off its lows. Now, it's really going to be hard for the dollar to break back inside a higher range. The higher range for the dollar is 105.0995. That's a long way from where we are. We'll see. Today, you only get a sideways move, and you can see there's some selling here just with a sideways move in the dollar. Dow Industrial's down at 344. NASDAQ's up 21. S&Ps are down 5. We'll come right back.
Currencies, commodities, and bond markets are as important as ever right now with how they're driving the volatility in equity markets across the globe, which is why it's a great time to try out Teddy Kegstat's Tiger Forex Report. Teddy Kegstat breaks down the Forex markets every Monday using his 30-plus years of experience as a trading veteran of futures, Forex, stocks, and options. Teddy releases his weekly Tiger Forex Report every Monday morning with coverage of all the major currency pairs, including the dollar index, the euro dollar, pound dollar, dollar Swiss, dollar yen, as well as many more, and he also has weekly coverage of the crude oil market and the 30-year T-bonds, as they both influence Forex markets tremendously. When you sign up for the Tiger Forex Report, you also gain instant access to Teddy's 60-minute webinar archive he just hosted, Forex Strategies and Fundamentals, What is Behind the Tiger Forex Report. For all the details and to start your 30-day Tiger Forex Report subscription today, visit the front page of TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
Are you looking for a way to consistently add winning trades to your portfolio? Tom O'Brien is here to help. Tom O'Brien has been successfully trading markets for over 30 years. A frequent contributor to TD Ameritrade Network and CNBC, Tom O'Brien founded TFNN over 20 years ago to help educate investors just like you. Tom's daily market newsletter, Market Insights, is published every morning when the market's open to give you the competitive informational edge you need to succeed. These newsletters are packed full of Tom's advanced technical analysis and are geared to deliver comprehensive strategies for a successful portfolio. Get Tom O'Brien's newsletter, Market Insights, today and try all of our products and newsletters 30 days risk-free with our money-back guarantee at TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
Everything in the universe is governed by the Fibonacci sequence. This mathematical principle is responsible for everything from the most aesthetically pleasing artwork to patterns in the stock market. To stay on top of stock patterns you can take advantage of, sign up for the Fibonacci 24/7 newsletter at TFNN.com. When you subscribe, you'll get a weekly report from veteran day trader Larry Pesavento on stocks you need to pay attention to. And you can trust Larry's analysis. After all, he's got 45 years experience as a day trader. Larry will also provide daily charts, videos, and data on the key markets that he's tracking. Expect notifications from Larry on market movement you need to act on at any time. First-time subscribers also get a 30-day money-back guarantee. If you're not satisfied, let us know and you'll get a full refund within 30 days of signing up. Subscribe to the Fibonacci 24/7 newsletter today. TFNN.com, educating investors.
Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-873-7618.
Welcome back, folks. Dow Industrials right now down 331. The Nasdaq's up 25. S&Ps are down 3. Let's get over to our man, Mr. Basil Chapman, as we do each and every Tuesday at 20 past the hour. And don't forget, folks, Basil does an outstanding show here every trading day, 10 to 11 Eastern Standard Time. Also has a great newsletter, The Opening Call. Now, it's very easy to get Basil's newsletter, folks. You come over to our website at TFNN. You're going to go into newsletters. You're going to see it right on the left-hand side, The Opening Call. You can get the opening call for 1 month for $149. You can get it for 6 months for $695, which is a savings of $199 at 22%. And you get it for 1 full year for a price point of $1195, which is a savings of $593 or 33%. Now, they all come with a 30-day money-back guarantee, folks. And what Basil has, he's done many workshops. You have approximately 10 to 12 beautiful archives there that you can go through. You'll really get to understand how Basil looks at the market each and every day. Basil Chapman, how you doing?
Hi, Tom. How are you?
I'm doing good. I heard you had a nice weekend. I was listening to you this morning, and you were listening to the orchestra. What was it? What were you listening to?
It's very interesting. The Metropolitan Opera has a live HD, high definition. They video it at the same time.
Wow.
So that it gets broadcast around the world. So you don't have to go to the Met. You don't have to spend your $400 a seat or whatever it is. You can just go here. In fact, in Chestnut Hill is a really nice cinema.
That's great to know, man.
Seats and all that stuff. And we were sitting there watching the opera. It was a really
so
really
you went to the
nice
cinema at Chestnut Hill Mall?
So we go to the cinema, and you got this huge screen, and of course, it's like sport. You know, when you're looking at sport and you're up in the bleachers, you can barely see. But when you have to be up close, and that's very different.
That is so cool.
They focus on the soprano and the tenor and the bass.
No, listen. Right when you were saying it, I said I like going to football games live, but the reality is that it's pretty hard to get away from the screen because their cameras have got so good, man, that you're sitting at home.
So good.
Yeah, exactly.
And they pick up the nuances that you really can't see if you're too far away.
You know, I don't know if you saw this morning. One of our Tigers folks, he's an amazing sax player. In fact, he sold the first 1 million album singles as a jazz player. His name's Charles Lloyd. He got Man of the Year in Europe. He's on the. He's
fantastic.
on the. You see that in the den this morning?
I missed. He played in Boston last year. I just missed him. I was out of town when he played. Fabulous.
They're gonna have to see him next time. He's amazing. Pull up his website, folks. It's Charles Lloyd. He's freaking amazing, man. It's awesome.
Yeah, everyone talks about him. He's really terrific.
Okay, what are we doing? Let's go.
So market-wise, talking about terrific, we had a really terrific move in the Dow from the 200-period exponential moving average. I thought I'd just show this just for folks who are listening for the first time or maybe don't know what I do. I try to identify the lowest low bar with certain techniques, and then I count each successively higher peak. And the idea is that if you get that turnaround, that initial low isn't taken out, you count each wave, and I alphabetize them sequentially on the upside, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and on the downside. But it's at fourth highest peak, peak D, where other things can happen. So the target is start off, and then you try to see if there's an upgrade from a buy signal to a buy mode. The moment I mention buy mode, or there's an up arrow, it says that you should be at least 4 higher peaks. Well, if you look at the Dow in the daily chart, at that peak D that was made back December the 1st, it pulled back and then just barely made a peak E at 34,712. Then it came tumbling down, and it hit one of the techniques I use. Is I like to, and I teach this to subscribers. I say, just put it on your chart. You don't have to use it until you need it. Well, the 200-period moving average over here, when it was at the high, you didn't need it at all. As it came down, look how it held beautifully. So the idea is to count each successively peak. Well, we got to that peak D right there, 34,342 on Friday. And I said to subscribers, we've got to be a little careful here. There's a rotation going on. I would like to see the semiconductors, the QQQ, the index 100, that is, and the IWM start to show some support. The S&P is doing okay, but if we can see the others join in, maybe the Dow has a little bit of a pullback as we start to see the others strengthen. I think that's kind of what we see here. Look, here's your peak D in the daily chart. We've only got a B in the weekly chart, and it's above all that resistance. I call that the inside track repellent, propellant line, and there it is, pushing higher. But if you look at the S&P, you will see that the S&P has still not been able to break above the weekly resistance level. And what's interesting is stopped dead at the 200-period moving average. Look at this little doji candle right on the 200-period moving average.
Right.
At 39.94.55 right now. We're down 4.50, which is really interesting because Goldman Sachs and Travelers are the weak links in the Dow, really dragging them down. But look at this, holding right at D. But the technicals, that's what I've been saying. And when I did my overview, my weekly overview for subscribers on the weekend, I go through all these different things and what we're looking at to try to build up a portfolio for this first quarter of the year. I said that the technicals are strong. Look, the MACD is very strong. Stochastics at 94%. That is really good. On-balance volume is lagging a little bit. Yeah, this little gray line is the relative strength. So a lot of action in the S&P has said that we're getting confirmation in the daily chart. But look at the weekly chart. It just cannot yet get through that resistance line, that inside track repellent zone. So that's going to be very important. By Friday this week, I would like to see the S&P at least in the 4050s, 4,050s. That'll be important. The other thing I want to do, I mentioned this last week, so I'll do this again. The rotation is fascinating. Look at this, Van Eck Vector Steel ETF. Here's the monthly chart. Look how strong it is, considering that was the high. Of April at 70.43, and here it is at 64.83. It's only 6 points off the all-time high. But the weekly chart is very strong in leg C, and the daily chart is very strong in leg C. So it's really important, I think, not to have just an overall conception of if you're reading in the papers about the market, that everything. It's not that everything's terrible. There are some areas which we've tried to be in, which are working very nicely. And there are other areas that you've got to just be very careful and very selective. And look at this one, PAVE. This is an ETF we've been following for a long time. Global ex-US infrastructure development. Look at that. Here's the monthly chart, very close to the all-time highs. Daily chart, made a peak D, now it's stalling. Still acting very well, and a leg C in the daily. We should still get to a D. So there's certain sectors that I think are really important to monitor. You were talking about the dollar just a moment ago, but let me just go to gold for a minute and show you that the strength in gold it's been consistent. Look at the weekly chart. Every single week, there's a peak. It made a low. This is gold itself on the continuous contract in November, the week of the 4th at 1633. This is a continuous contract. And look, each give back of the peak has just been almost like a breather.
It's like nothing. Yeah, right.
Yeah. So I think that's very important. So once again, we do look at the dollar, and we are actually still long the dollar from 2018. But look at this dollar pulling back sharply from the 114 high. But on my show tomorrow, I'll show how many times so many of the indexes and so many of the stocks and so many of the key are testing the left side lows almost to the penny. Look, 101.30 back in June, and here we are at 102. Fascinating.
Folks, come over to our website at TFNN. Go to the newsletters. You see Basil's newsletter, opening call right on the left-hand side. Basil, have a great one, safe one. We look forward to a show tomorrow.
Thank you, Tom. Same to you.
Stay right there, folks, to come right back.
Now is the time to subscribe to my Gold Report. The Gold Report is a comprehensive look at the metals sector as well as the markets that move gold, which is the currency and bond markets. New subscribers get a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to lose. Every Monday morning, I publish the Gold Report with coverage of gold, silver, bonds, the XAU, HUI, GDX, as well as more than 30 different mining equities. To see for yourself the types of profitable trades that are recommended within the Gold Report, sign up now by visiting TFNN.com. Don't miss out on the next great gold trade. Sign up today.
Sharpening your skills as an investor is like getting better at playing a musical instrument. You have to practice, sure, but you also need excellent instruction from experts. At TFNN, you'll get advice and guidance from the authority in technical market analysis. And it's not just dry, tedious text either. TFNN airs live financial content streamed live on TFNN.com and TFNN's YouTube channel with Tiger TV, live every market day from 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern. For free. Each host is an experienced trader and gives their take on the market while taking calls and questions live from around the world. From the moment the market opens until the closing bell sounds, Tiger TV has 8 different shows with expert hosts to help you make the right moves with your money. Watch online at TFNN.com or on TFNN's YouTube channel and become the investor you were born to be. TFNN, educating investors.
TFNN is excited about our new software charting program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts. In collaboration with Tom O'Brien and using his best-selling book, The Art of Timing the Trade, Your Ultimate Trading Mastery System, David White has programmed an outstanding piece of software that will complement any trader's methodology. Using this first-of-its-kind program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts allows you to scan thousands of stocks for Fibonacci formation setups, including Gartleys, ABCs, butterflies, and much more. The Art of Timing the Trade Charts is designed to help you when scouring the markets for stocks just beginning to form the trading patterns that many investors spend days, weeks, or even months searching to find. And right now, we're offering licenses available at only $79 a month. We are so confident that you're going to love this new charting software that will even give you a 30-day unconditional money-back guarantee. Don't miss out on this incredible new piece of software. Get your copy of The Art of Timing the Trade Charts today by visiting TFNN.com.
This segment is brought to you by Thinkorswim. For more information, just click the Thinkorswim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Welcome back, folks. The Dow. Dow Industrials right now down 360. You get the NASDAQ up 20. S&P's off 6.5. So, yeah, Basil just mentioned you get Goldman. That's bringing the Dow lower. So let's take a look and see what we have here. You have point-wise here, Goldman is putting 100, well, there you go, putting 151 negative points. Travel 62, United Health 29. Positive points, Big Mac, positive 34, Chevron 14, and Apple 6. We go into the NDX 100. We take a look at the NDX 100, the strength versus the weakness. Tesla's up 7%. Zscaler is up 6.5%. CrowdStrike's up 5.8%, and then NVIDIA's up 4.7%. Taken away from it, JD.com's down 5.5%. ADP, I want to go look at that one. Automatic data, that's down 3.4%. Pinduoduo is down 2.7%. And Constellation Brands is off 2.9. Let's go look at ADP, because what does happen, these job companies might get us a clue as to how and when people are actually getting laid off. So highs to lows, let's see what we have here. You have the lows 192, the highs 273. You're trading 236. Put this on a monthly. Let's see what we got. Well, it's certainly it's a one-way trip on the way up, that's for sure. This is still strong, man. Yeah, and you get a pullback, but 232 is game, and you're at 236, so this doesn't look like a disaster to me. Let's go to the gold contract, and one of our targets here brought this up, and more than likely, now what happens with an ABC up or down, folks, okay, the way I like to see an ABC specifically, the time in the trade ABC, is that you're going to take out the B point with volume. Now, that being said, what has happened, if you take a look at this has just finished an ABC up. The volume wasn't there when we took out that B point, but the bottom line is that this right here that you're looking at, what had happened is that when the day of the December 1st didn't take out the day of the 15th of November with volume. But that being said, 1895 was the A to B equals C to D, and we got up to 1931. You know, so it's real possible that that's what you have happen. Now, the cool thing, I think the way this is shaking out is this, and this is where the gold market, you know, is always tricky, but I suspect what we're going to do is this. So if we take a look at this, first I'm going to do two different things. I want to take the retracement from the last leg. So the retracement from the last leg, a 0.382 would get you to 1855. A 5.0, no, if yeah, 5.0 will get you 1831. Either one of those. If we get that and you're backing down with light volume, the bottom line is that you're going to want to be all over it. The reason being is now I'll put this on a continuous contract. And we take a look at this on a continuous contract. I'm going to put this because the larger deal here is that gold wants to go to this 2250 to 2500. And in fact, I got to bring it back further than this. I got to bring it back. Oh, maybe I don't. Yeah, I think I do. 1 second. Let's bring it back. Can't believe I've been doing the gold report for like 22 years. That's a total mind blower. That's like insane. Okay, so because what happens, so watch this, folks. See, this is the larger move. The larger move, you take the bottom to the top. We did 50% retracement of the whole move since gold started. That's what we have. And what is that number? That number, look at this. That's dangerous. Yeah, this number is 1920. We've tried to do this twice. We tried to do it, and what's that? June of 2021. We tried to do it in March of 2022. But this is a monster ABC. That's my take. That's what I believe we're doing, man. And if that's what it is, you're going to get gold, you know, 2,500. And it would make sense. The reason it would make sense, folks, is this, is that all these numbers, right, are getting higher. Meaning, what I did yesterday, I didn't do this on purpose. I was getting some bird seed last night in Lowe's. And so I decided when I was in there, I said, you know what, man, I haven't been in here so long that I got to walk around and just kind of get a feel on these prices. Well, the prices were blowing my mind, okay? In a monster way, meaning that like everything, even, so, you know, outdoor tables, $500, chairs like $150, like everything was like $1,500. I'm saying to myself, this is just unbelievable, man. Because the fact of the matter is that most of that stuff, you know, we buy it, but it's junk, okay? And, you know, I've said this before, but I'm telling you, in the context of, like, buying stuff right now, folks, you should be going to, like, what do you call the sales? Because, and you want to buy wood. Wood's so expensive, it's insane. Okay, so anyway, make a long story short, this is what I was doing. So I go in there, and I'm realizing, because this is why I'm saying you should be buying wood, at used sales or something, because wood compared to what you're actually buying is inexpensive, and I don't think it's priced up as much as it should be. Because I really start realizing, like, oh my God, I know what a good piece of wood costs, and also know what the aspect of how long it will last, and it's a good deal, man. It's a better deal than buying the stuff that's out there. Anyway, that being said, as I'm going through that, I'm saying to myself, as soon as the market understands that, and my take is that we're not going to back down on interest rates. You're going to see another, two. Let's go look at this for a second. I'm going to look at these meetings for a second. So the next, okay, so calendar-wise, this is what we have. The next meeting is February 1st, and then March 22nd. I bet we go up 25 basis points on both of them. Now, if that's what we do, the Fed will they'll be at the 5%, because I believe 4.5 is the upper limit right now. Yeah, 4.5 is the upper limit. So if we get that, what you're going to see is you're going to see the aspect of 5%. And then what I suspect is going to happen, and this is where people are actually going to get hurt in certain things, meaning if they think it's going to back down, then I think you're going to sail along for a long period of time, meaning I'm talking almost a full year at those levels, and that's going to keep squeezing the economy. That being said, what's going to happen simultaneously is that gold is going to go higher. And why am I saying that? I'm saying that in the context of already what prices are for something. I mean, the kicker in gold, folks, I don't care how far you go back, okay? The bottom line, you can go back to the 1930s. Gold could buy you a great suit per ounce, okay? And that's how it goes on a continual basis. Now, it certainly doesn't, on gold you have to look at a much longer term, because it certainly doesn't say that, okay, we're in January, like, is it perfect suit right now versus next June? No, it's not. It's in a range, but that range keeps going up, just like numbers keep going up. Dow Industrial's down 360, Nasdaq's up 23, S&P's off 5. Stay right there, folks. We'll come right back.
If you're looking for potential trading setups in the stock market, then Rocket Equities and Options Report is a newsletter you should try. Tommy O'Brien delivers options and equity trades when the markets present them, using a combination of fundamentals and technicals. Sign up for Rocket Equities and Options Report today with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to risk. For all the details and to start your subscription today, visit the front page of TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
You might think that if you want to be successful at trading in the stock market, you're going to need a crystal ball. After all, it's impossible to predict the future, right? Like any endeavor in life, before you decide it's impossible, get some advice from the experts. You might find that it's not so impossible after all. For daily market overviews that give you direction on the key indices, selective stocks, and commodities, subscribe to the Opening Call newsletter at TFNN.com. The Opening Call newsletter is written by Basil Chapman, creator of the trading methodology known as the Chapman Wave. The Chapman Wave up-down sequence gives you an edge in identifying price turns, finding the peaks and valleys in stock prices. Get the Opening Call newsletter by Basil Chapman in your inbox every day. First-time subscribers also get a 30-day money-back guarantee. If you're not satisfied, let us know, and you'll get a full refund within 30 days of signing up. TFNN.com, educating investors.
Biotech is booming, but for how long? Whether you think the biotech bull has room to run or has run its course, trade LABU or LABD. Directions Daily S&P Biotech 3 times Bull and Bear ETFs. Visit directioninvestments.com/biotech today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction shares at 866-476-7523. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
TFNN has launched the Tiger's Den. Hosted at Discord, TFNN has been educating traders for more than 20 years with live programming hosted by a variety of professional traders during market hours. The Tiger's Den, available to all tigers and tigresses for just $1 for the year. There's no catch or added costs when you join our community of traders. Sign up today and become a part of this educational community of traders. Just visit the front page of TFNN.com.
This program is brought to you by Vista Gold, traded on the NYSE American and TSX under the symbol VGZ.
Tom O'Brien.
Welcome back, folks. Dow Industrials right now down 364. The Nasdaq's up 25. S&Ps are down 4.5. Okay, so we're in January, right? And I'm going to fast forward us to June. And the reason I'm going to do that is that, all you're going to keep hearing about from now until June is our debt ceiling. And depending where you were years ago when the fight was on, because there's going to be a fight on here in a huge way, it's going to affect markets. Now, the one thing, well, there's a couple things you want to keep in mind. So the debt ceiling, folks, is for all the money that we've already spent, whether it's Republicans or Democrats or tax cuts and all that, okay? So the debt ceiling is not saying, okay, we're spending more. The debt ceiling says we're going to pay the bills that we paid. That being said, I suspect that this is going to go right up until the middle of June because the Treasury is saying at this point they're going to start doing things at the end of January in order to basically push this all the way to June. And if you're around in the last one, okay, I forget what year it was, okay, but the bottom line is that it was the markets themselves that forced the deal. Because what happened is that as they keep clicking up to it, the markets took a conniption. And as they took the conniption, whether Republican, Democrat, Independent, no matter, you could be black, white, orange, purple, it doesn't matter. The bottom line is that they voted for it, okay? Because the markets were in a crash mode. I suspect the exact same thing's going to happen. So if you are, there's two different things happening. If you're doing longer-term options, be aware of that, man. You definitely want to be aware of that because the volatility, I don't think the volatility is going to go high until we get to that point. Now, this is what the real problem is. When there are big pullbacks, I've seen some of the biggest pullbacks in the marketplace in July. You know, and then you go all this, unfortunately, you go from a July going all the way to October. So keep it in mind as you are pushing out, particularly if you're in the option market, because you want to be before that level. And you know, there's going to be no talking here, folks. You know, there's going to be rhetoric on both sides on a continual basis, and it's going to be the market that's going to force their hand. That's how it goes. All the constituents out there, as they're losing money left and right, and the IRAs are losing money. Bottom line, and the last one, if anyone has the number in the last one, I mean, I think it came down to like either 3. Maybe it was 5 days before the deal, like, was really serious. So keep it in mind because we're going to be affected by these marketplace, by that ceiling. There's no doubt about it. We take a look at some of the higher volume equities out here today. This is going to be a low volume day out here. You got Tesla's up $8.50. Amazon's down $2. AMC's up 82 cents. That's on the move again. Unreal. Apple's up 82. You got Nvidia up 7. Morgan Stanley, look at this, man. So, you know, Goldman went one way. Morgan Stanley's got a whole nother way. Look at this. And that's probably, You know, that's some heavy volume. That probably is their wealth business. So you're taking out a swing here. Well, I see it's just coming into the downdraft. Okay, so this is still strong for today, man. You're up basically 5%. So it's a big number. And what the difference is that, you know, now Goldman, we take a look at Goldman. You're going to see Goldman. Goldman's down with volume. Now, it didn't break the swing. That's what's really intriguing here, okay? You know, you're down hard. You know, Goldman closed at 374 Friday. It's 351. And we'll see whether it gets follow-through. You know, it's unusual when you can come down this hard and you don't hit the swing. You know, if we basically fail today, which it looks like I am going to fail, bottom line is that this little baby is going to go after the swing. Because after the swing point has volume, then you are going to go much lower. We go to Bank of America. We take a look at Bank of America. Okay, so that's still building cause. That's building cause to get through this the November downdraft. We'll see where they can make it, but that is building cause. We go take a look at let's go take a look at Apple. So Apple, yeah, this is it. So Apple hit 137.29 today. Yeah, this is slamming right into resistance, man. Yeah, you can see the bottom of heavy resistance is 136.05. We hit 137. It's coming into 98 million shares, and you only have 51 million. That's not enough to basically get anything going. 2011. That's probably it. Man, time goes so fast. 1 second. That blows my mind. 11 years ago. Yeah, that's probably it. Because it was that long ago that I just remember trading, and that would make sense because we haven't had one for a long period of time. You know, you always get the red drug, but that was a real one. There's no doubt about it. We go take a look at, so that's Apple. You got, let's see what Google's out here. Well, you get a sideways move with Google. Not much there. Oh, I know. Let's go to the oil market. So this oil market, no doubt. We are at 81.05. Okay, so you're coming into the swing now. Let's see what we have here. Yeah, and you get a contraction. Okay, so this might be the move. We'll see. What's going on with that? Why did that just stop on me? There we go. Whoops. There we go. So we get 284,000 contracts today. That's pretty good. That's good contract volume, man. And you're going into 339. Hey, well, I suspect it's going to test it at least. 81.50 would be the test. We hit 81.23 today. But 83.50, you know, would be the test. We'll see whether it can get that baby going. If we go to the XLE and we take a look at the XLE, it's giving it up, man. Can't handle it. Can't handle that downdraft. The high in the XLE is 94.71. And you can see you got a couple downdrafts in it. The first downdraft out there was when it went to 87. The next one, it went to 86. Both of those high volume days, this thing's going to stay in a consolidation. That's what it looks like. And the consolidation, the bottom part of that consolidation is that 82.75 out there. So, you know, what's intriguing today, no doubt, is that, you know, you really have a flat market outside of the Dow Industrials. You know, they're selling more of the Dow stocks right now as we're talking, too. So I suspect what we are going to have when I started the program, you're going to have a failure in price, failure in volume. The volume's going to be contracted in a monster way, and that's saying it's set up for lower prices tomorrow. Stay right there, folks. We'll come right back.
The technology around us is changing every day. With so much happening, it can seem impossible to keep up with all the information. David White's investment newsletter, The Technology Insider, is designed to give you all the information you need to understand the technology that shapes today's markets and tomorrow's future. David White has made his living staying on the cutting edge of technology. His weekly newsletter will give you specific recommendations for value tech stocks, as well as entry prices, target prices, and stops to set for each trade. Dave delivers his weekly newsletters every Friday with updates throughout the week. You can get the Technology Insider at TFNN.com for only $37.50. Sign up for David's newsletter, The Technology Insider, and get an inside look at everything the technology sector has to offer. Try it risk-free today with our 30-day money-back guarantee. TFNN, educating investors.
You might think that if you want to be successful at trading in the stock market, you're going to need a crystal ball. After all, it's impossible to predict the future, right? Like any endeavor in life, before you decide it's impossible, get some advice from the experts. You might find that it's not so impossible after all. For daily market overviews that give you direction on the key indices, selective stocks, and commodities, subscribe to the Opening Call newsletter at TFNN.com. The Opening Call newsletter is written by Basil Chapman, creator of the trading methodology known as the Chapman Wave. The Chapman Wave up-down sequence gives you an edge in identifying price turns, finding the peaks and valleys in stock prices. Get the Opening Call newsletter by Basil Chapman in your inbox every day. First-time subscribers also get a 30-day money-back guarantee. If you're not satisfied, let us know, and you'll get a full refund within 30 days of signing up. TFNN.com, educating investors.
Everything in the universe is governed by the Fibonacci sequence. This mathematical principle is responsible for everything from the most aesthetically pleasing artwork to patterns in the stock market. To stay on top of stock patterns you can take advantage of, sign up for the Fibonacci 24/7 newsletter at TFNN.com. When you subscribe, you'll get a weekly report from veteran day trader Larry Pesavento on stocks you need to pay attention to. And you can trust Larry's analysis. After all, he's got 45 years experience as a day trader. Larry will also provide daily charts, videos, and data on the key markets that he's tracking. Expect notifications from Larry on market movement you need to act on at any time. First-time subscribers also get a 30-day money-back guarantee. If you're not satisfied, let us know and you'll get a full refund within 30 days of signing up. Subscribe to the Fibonacci 24/7 newsletter today. TFNN.com, educating investors.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV.
Welcome back, folks. Dow Industrials right now down 436. The Nasdaq's off 1. S&Ps are off 13.5. So all the indices are going to fail out here, folks, okay? If we take a look at the SPY, what you're seeing in the SPY here, we've done all the 50 million shares right now. And the bottom line, that's a monster contraction. We did 63 on Friday. Thursday, you did 90. Now we're coming against 117. So 50 versus 117. See ya. Don't want to be ya. Take a look at the Qs. Same type of setup inside the Qs. Bottom line inside the Qs, what you have is that you've done. Oh well, hold it 1 second. If the Qs. No, it's underneath it. Up by 50 cents right now. 283. No, it's not. No, 281. Look at this. It's 281.21. You're dealing with, and we're 281.33. Bottom line, you get a contraction, monster contraction. Did 44 million Friday, you're doing 33. Thursday, we did 60. Well, guess what? You're coming into 60 million versus 32 million. That is saying this thing wants to go south. So this is going to be really intriguing watching this whole thing shake out. And I suspect, you know, if we're going to go further south, this dollar is going to try to get some kind of a bounce. No bounce today. It's up 173 ticks. But that's a sideways move, folks, okay? We'll move sideways. You broke down last Wednesday. Well, actually, even last Monday, that was the first break. Wednesday was a heavier break. And we're a long way away from getting inside the range again, which is 103.448. We'll see whether they can do it. But the bottom line is that it's a long way from it right now. You know, we just went through the aspect of the 2 Fed meetings. And listen, 25 basis points, not a big deal. What's going to be the biggest deal out of all this is that how long do they hold rates higher? Always remember, folks, the bear can claw your heart out, the bull can run you over, and thank God there's always another trade. Health, happiness, and prosperity. Have a great night, folks. Have a safe night. Come visit Tommy tomorrow morning. Kicks us off 9 a.m. Great show, folks. Look at him, folks.